All right, we're day first, Shemirat Eyinaim chabura. Wayu, Chodesh Tov, everybody. Thank you all for coming. All right, and we're gonna use Windows of the Soul as our springboard, and really, we're gonna talk about it, other sources that talk about this mitzvah, Shemirat Eyinaim. First of all, there are 613 mitzvot, which means there are 613 ways to connect to Hashem, and Shemirat Eyinaim is really one of them, whether we realize it or not, and it's not so obvious. And we have shiurim on Eruvin, on Ivamot, different topics which are exciting and interesting, and there's a lot of learning going on, and it's amazing. But a topic such as Shemirat Eyinaim, unfortunately, there are not a lot of shiurim on that, but it's really a relevant topic. It applies to, as Sefer Chinuch puts it, like to everybody, 24/7. No exceptions, and it's a very relevant topic. And the more we learn about it, the stronger we become, and the more we can, the better we can perform this mitzvah. So, what do we find Shemirat Eyinaim in Torah?
Yosef.
Okay, good. Okay. Excellent. In fact, we say it every day, twice a day. Don't go after your eyes, and don't go after your hearts, and after your eyes. This is in fact the main source for the mitzvah of Shemirat Eyinaim. Right? Don't go after the eyes. And it's an amazing story which you heard already, but I think it's kidei for everybody else to hear it again, about Alexander the Great. You remember the story?
Whoa, which page is that?
This is page 28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's not in the Sefer?
It is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. One time, Alexander the Great, he came to Gan Eden, came to the gates of Gan Eden, and he says, "Let me in. I'm Alexander the Great. I'm the conqueror of the whole world. I'm the mighty warrior. Let me in." And what did they tell him? We read it today in Hallel. Zeh hashar l'Adonai tzadikim ya'avovo. This is you came to the wrong place, wrong address, man. This is gates where righteous people come in, not people like yourself. And he says, "But I'm such a great person. Give me something. You can't leave me empty-handed." So what did they throw him out? A little eyeball, and so he picks it up and he's like, "What is this?" He takes it home, and he decides to weigh it. He puts it on the scale, and on the other side of the scale, he puts all his gold and treasures, etc. And guess what? The eye outweighs all the gold. It's an amazing story. I love it. The eye outweighs all the gold as if it's really heavy. So he's puzzled. Alexander the Great is puzzled. He's surprised. He takes the eye to his wise man, and he asks them, "What's going on? Why is it doing it? What's the secret of this eyeball?" And they look at him and they tell him, "Alexander, the secret is that the eye is never satisfied with what it sees. It's never happy. It always wants more, and that's why you put all the gold on the one scale and the eye on the other. The eye is not happy. It wants more. That's not enough. It will never be enough. The more, whatever the eye sees, it desires it." So he says, "Is that really true?" He says, "Yeah. Till the day person dies, he will never be 100% satisfied." And he says, "I don't really believe it. Test it. Make an experiment. Take some earth and cover the eye, and you will see." And because if he did that, he would see that the eye, once it's covered, all the gold would outweigh the eye. And that's really the yesod and the foundation of Shemirat Eyinaim, is that we have to understand that eye is never happy. So if we continue to look at things we're not supposed to look, it will never stop. We want to see more things and fulfill more fantasies, etc. So the eye really has to be controlled, and the more it's controlled, the happier we are. And it's not so obvious. We feel like we want to look at things, things look attractive, but the eye is the source of the desire. So now, a person might say, "Okay, we live in such a crazy world. People don't really dress modestly anymore, especially now that it's getting warmer. walk outside, you see, the ladies are walking around half dressed, and it's really hard to control our eyes. So what do we do? And also the banners are just even when it's cold outside, but the banners are there, and the television, the commercials, whatever. The companies are really smart. They use our like animal instincts. They know that the men, they are really attracted to certain images, then they use them. So what do we do? How do we control? We live in such an unbelievable society where this no longer seems like an option. It's like where you can go to work now. You can't ride on the subway. Like what are you gonna do? It's there, whether you want it or not. So a person might have a feeling of desperation. He might feel like iyush. He says, "Listen, it's there anyways. I don't think I can, just simply close my eyes because I'm gonna, stumble over things. So I can't really do anything. It's an impossible thing." So the first chapter tells us that if a person really wants to control his eyes, Hashem will help him. Hashem will help him. We have a concept in Gemara and Yoma. The person comes to purify, he tells to Hashem, "I want to be good. It's just hard. Look at all this stuff around me, but I want to be good. I want to be close to you, Hashem. Help me." If a person says that, they help him from Shamayim. Hashem wants to see us to do the first step. When we do the first step, He helps us. He brings us the rest of the way, and that's really a secret of Shemirat Eyinaim. We don't have to do it alone, right? We're never alone. If we want Hashem in our life, He will be there for us. We say every morning in the brachot, "Yiratzon ufanecha." There are different nusuch. "Shetargileni b'toratecha, v'tabgeni b'mitzvotecha." Attach me to your mitzvot. Right? It's in the morning brachot. Don't, please, Hashem, protect me. Don't bring me too close to this to the sins, to the bad things. Put a distance between me and Yetzer Hara. I don't want to be close to him. But put me in touch with the Yetzer Hara. We say the things, right? We just have to pay attention when we say them. We say it with a really strong kavanah in the morning, and then in the evening also we say in Arabic, we say "V'asera Satan milfanenu ume'achareinu." Right? Hashem, please remove Satan before us and behind us. And again, if we tune into this with the kavanah, and we say, "Hashem, I'm there, out there. I need your help." It's as simple as that. I need your help, Hashem. Help me to become good. Help me to be good. We say it in Shemona Esrei also as well. "Ashvinu avinu l'toratecha v'karveinu malkeinu la'avodatecha." Hashem, please bring us closer to your service. "Ve'azireinu b'tshuva shalom fanecha." Help us to return to you with the full tshuva. Right? Hashem harotzeh b'tshuva. He wants us to be close to Him. He wants to be close to us. Right? So He will help us. It's as simple as that. It's like you go out. When you work for a big corporation, they pay you all your expenses, right? He says, "Listen, I'm having a business lunch. You put it on a bill, Hashem, I'm here in this world. You put me in this world, so you got to provide the tools for me to be stronger and to really succeed in fulfilling this important mitzvah." So now it's interesting. Why, out of all things, Alexander the Great, let's go back to our story. Out of all the things that they could have given him, he got this eyeball, right? It's an interesting question, right? He said, why didn't they give him a magic wand, wand or something, or something else? Why this artifact? Out of all things, they could have given him an angelic sword, or some kind of gem or something. They gave him this because they wanted to hint to him as why can't you come into Gan Eden? Because you have this problem. They hinted him that he has this problem controlling his eyes, his urges. They told him, "Look at you. You conquered almost all the world, and you're not happy. You still want more. You're greedy. All right? You're obsessed. Your desires rule over you." It's like they were trying to hint him. That's why they gave him this eyeball. But what? We're not like that. We're not Nevi'im, we're Bnei Nevi'im. We're sons of prophets, we're Bnei Melachim, sons of kings, and and holy people. We have our ancestors of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. They were able to conquer themselves, right? They themselves. They were able to conquer. Abraham had to sacrifice his son Isaac. It took a lot of willpower, right, to overcome his love. Isaac and Yaakov, they also had many challenges in life, and they prevailed. They turned out to be holy people, and we're their descendants. We have their genes in our blood. It's there. We just have to tap into that. We have this a holy potential as a descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, and we have to realize who our fathers were, and we're better than that. And now with Hashem's help and with these realizations, we can really achieve and become close to Hashem through Shemirat Eyinaim. Because as one of my teachers, Dr. Pelkovitz, I love, he has such amazing points. He says a lot. He's like, he has a lot the following point. So whatever you can talk about, you can deal with that. Meaning, like if you can't talk about a topic, the secrecy sort of breeds like weakness. Like a person, if he feels like he can never talk to anybody about an issue, then he cannot deal about it. Right now that we're talking about Shemirat Eyinaim, now we're acquiring the tools of dealing with that. Right? Because how else we were supposed to think things, and maybe not. So by learning about this mitzvah, by learning its halachot, by learning the tools, the techniques, how to deal with Shemirat Eyinaim, we can really achieve it. And now, this book is an amazing book, Windows of the Soul. I strongly recommend it. It's online. You could just Google Windows of the Soul PDF and it will come up. You could download it for free. You can print it out for free. It's also in YU library if you want to take it out. And it was on YU's forum sale, amazingly. And it's really accessible. It's out there for people to use. It's short. It's broken down, I think, in 30 days. Each day you read like 2-3 pages, and it's really major points, 30 days, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And each day you work on a certain point, especially now during the Sfirat HaOmer, we're into this idea of breaking things up and working on them daily instead of focusing on them as a lump piece. Okay, so he has in the end of every chapter he has this guy Steve, and he has Steve's journal. So, and it's really kidai, it's really interesting how he applies the concept of the day. Kidai, I could ask you to read?
Okay. Steve's journal. This is the first day of my journal. I've never done this before, writing down things that happen to me and what I think about on a daily basis, but I'm willing to try. My best buddy Dave told me it's essential if you want to improve yourself. And I do have a particular challenge I want to overcome. Sometimes I'm distracted by a amount of sights. I'm a good Jew, but with all the visual challenges in the city, I don't think there was a way that I could always control my eyes. Dave and I work near each other in Manhattan, so we walk together from the train to our offices. The sights along the way are getting bolder and bolder. When I brought this topic with Dave, I thought he would agree with me that there's nothing much I could do about it. But he didn't agree. He said there's plenty I could do. That's not exactly what I expected to hear, but the more I thought about what he said, the more right he seemed. When I said, I feel like I'm alone, nobody can really help me. You should have heard him. He practically shrieked at me. He actually stopped walking and turned to face me. You can't think that way. Don't you know who you are? Your great-grandfathers are Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. You've got the spiritual genes to overcome any challenge. Besides, you don't have to do it alone. You'll help? Hashem will help. The Torah promises us that if we really aim to rid ourselves of bad habits, Hashem will help us succeed. The more you want it, the more He'll help. You'll see. Do you think the Torah is talking about this kind of habit? Especially this personal, Especially this kind of habit. Listen, that prohibition not to stray after your eyes is one of the 6 mitzvot tamidiyot, one of the 6 mitzvot that we have to keep in mind at all times, all day long. First, you've got to commit to the idea of improving yourself, of course. Okay, I really want to try. Nice going. Now you have to start a notebook, some kind of journal, so that you can keep track of your progress. When he said that, I was ready to get off right there. It sounded like too much work already, but I really wanted to improve myself, to elevate my thoughts and really gain control over my eyes. I said I'd give it a try. So here goes. I hope Dave knows what he's talking about.
Okay, so it's important not just to say I want it, but really actually want it. And when a person takes the first steps, he actually does some kind of maaseh, some kind of action. For example, here he says, "I'll keep a journal," and then it shows to Hashem that I really want it. I'm doing my first step. Here it is, Hashem. Please help me. And just a word about keeping a journal. It's really amazing. The Misilat Yesharim spends quite a few pages on a concept that he calls zihirut. Zihirut, which they translate it is usually as watchfulness. But I wanna interpret it as self-awareness, right? Which, but the way he talks about it, really, it's a self-awareness. It's like to understand where am I holding. Is when I majored in accounting, so in accounting it's very obvious concept. If you want to know if you made money or not, you have to keep a journal. You have to record every transaction. Debit or credit, you have to know, is it an expense or is it an income? In the end of the day, you can know you made money or you lost money. The same thing in a spiritual sense. Like if you don't know where you stand, you don't know which actions to take. And maybe you'll start keeping journal. You'll find out. Listen, hey, I'm in a really good position. Then okay, good. But usually, what happens? A person starts keeping journal and he keeps every time. When he mastered over his Yetzer Hara, or when he failed to do it, he realized that 5 times I mastered, by 20 times I failed. So now he realized that he wants to work on himself. So he says, tomorrow I'll fail not 20 times, but I'll fail 15, right? And I'll master 10 times, and this way. But he already knows where he's holding, and he's also accountable. He's actually going to talk about one of the chapters. He's going to talk about writing things down. It could be brief. It doesn't have to take 20 minutes. It could be 1 or 2 minutes a day, just a symbol on the calendar that only you know about, or and it's really helpful. It really works. Okay, I think we can stop here. And B'ezrat Hashem, next Thursday, please join us for this exciting chabura.